hey everyone. Today we have Hats Finance, Hats Team, the platform for independent cybersecurity researchers in blockchain sphere, and we will talk a bit about their solution, about the community, about their ideas and backgrounds that allow to build such a great product. Yeah, just let's start from a just introduction. Tell us about yourself, your background, and how you came up to this idea to build a platform for decentralized security for blockchain.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Ophir. I'm the head of growth of Heads Finance. I'm super happy to be here. I think that best to describe it, it's our teammate, our CTO, Shai. He had like the idea regarding Heads back in 2021. So maybe you can just share with us like what have took you to take this idea forward, and then we can start to talk about hats in different aspects.
So maybe just shortly, I was like a part of the Prismatic Labs team while DeFi Summer started, and I saw the incentives work so well to incentivize people to do some action and to take risk. And I thought if people are taking risk, why don't they take risk to incentivize white hat hackers? So there were so many hacks going on in DeFi. I thought that in order to onboard like the next million users, like we have to tackle it in some decentralized manner. That's the way we conduct ourselves in other ways. So I started Hats Finance in order to incentivize security on the blockchain.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone have else to add, you can add to the intro.
Yeah, so I think that from that point when Sean and we started to work together back in 2021, and we launched our product after we raised $3.8 million. And we starting to roll out with a bug bounty, like an on-chain bug bounty, that it was like very like the initiative was like very the start. People didn't quite understand why we should put security on chain and how it works. So that was our focus back then, to start to onboard like new projects and to get like the narrative that security could be on chain in a Web3 world, and how and why it's important. And actually from there we deployed our V2 heads contract, and then we realized that there is like another gap inside of security, and in this gap we started to do on ourselves first, that it doesn't matter how many audit rounds that you are doing, it's better to do another one. The method that was like rule inside of the audit market, that it's just very costly, and we try to tackle it with the idea that audits could be like something else, and we should have like pay for result mechanism in audits on top of others audits, or like to be the first audit to do. So that was like our second product that we roll out at the beginning of 2022, and we have it like in the last year, and it's super successful. With basically the idea of doing an audit competition with dozens of security researchers, that you pay only if someone submits a valid submission according to the rules and the guidelines. And also we introduce a model that it's first come, first serve for security researchers, where it's only people that have submitted the vulnerability first will get the reward, and not needed to split it with other security researchers inside of that competition. And both of the things become very appealing, both security researchers and for protocols. And I think this is what we would love to focus. And like the general idea of the rising of independent security researchers inside of our ecosystem is super important as well. So we do see how important is the role of auditors, independent auditors, that's taking slowly in the when the ecosystem will be adopted more by more protocols and more users, of course. So to scale up the security market, it will be very hard with just um, audit providers or like let's call it like a Web2 bug bounty platforms. And the idea that we can work as a lean uh, team to provide a protocol that can scale every time and to solve and develop solutions through bottlenecks inside of it. This is like what we are focusing, and I think that it goes hand by hand with our role inside of the ecosystem, where community of auditors combine together and take tasks if it's like an audits or like take tasks if it's like inside of competition and creating like a group of auditors that participate in one of the competitions. So yeah, this is basically what we are doing and why it's important to us to collaborate with community like you.
Yeah, cool. So as I understand, basically the key product is competitive audits, let's say in the decentralized manner. And I have a like question that is kind of personal. So you have a bunch of different products on the market that are kind of similar to this idea. We have Code Arena, we have Sherlock, we have Codehawks, and we have a bunch more. And I just wondering what you guys understand that your competitors don't in this industry, and how you will, and why your approach is better than others.
Most of the time, it's a good question, yeah. Like I think that most of the time when we are talking with projects that asking the same, like customers that asking the same questions, it's like to explain what is the difference between going to change in the street and to like changing the money with the person instead of like going to, I don't know, Uniswap and swap the money that you have to something else that you need. Basically, everything is different. Like the end goal is the same. Like everybody eventually have like the audit reports and doing like an audit security process to the project. But in between, and I think that this is like what is the definition of like Web3, of like creating something without a middleman, having everything on chain, open, permissionless to everyone. It's create a huge difference between what we are doing and what others at the moment. And second, in the scalability point of view, where we can host multiple competitions and at the same time, eventually others platforms could host like something that can reach the capacity of the service they are offering. And this is like how we see the future. We see the future with a lot of projects that going to deploy on different chains that needed security at any, at like, you know, like the product and the project life cycle is not depending and should not be dependent on like an audit firms to book a slot in 4 months from now, etc. It's supposed to be something that it's easy to launch a campaign, that you don't need to wait. You can do it like a cell-phone boarded, and you can create all the visibility by yourself. And you should pay only for things that auditor found and it's valuable for you. You should be the one that going to, as a project, yeah, you should be the one that classify and triage everything that you have there because you know the code better than anyone else. And basically all those kind of tools and ideas, this is what makes the biggest difference between what we are doing and what other competitors. But the end goal is the same, to make the ecosystem safe with like the process of an audit, but we're just executing everything differently.
Okay, cool. Thank you for the answer. So before diving into technical questions, I'm wondering about if we start talking about the other side of your audience, that is basically security researchers, so what you can propose for them unique, so they would feel more, they will be more effective. So what tools you have, what exact I don't know, environment you have, and what the kind of culture you have that would empower them and make their results better and more attractive for market.
Sure. Shai and Servet, if you have anything else to add, please don't stop yourself. So I think that like what we are trying to do is with our narratives and values of putting everything open and transparent to auditors. So in the audit competition, for example, we are providing, because it's a first come first serve, and people can work on something, but someone else already like edit or submitted. So all of the submissions inside of Heads Finance are public, and anyone can see inside of the audit competition because it's pre-deployed and there is no fund at risk at the time of the audit. So everyone can see the submissions of each one of their colleagues, and they can also see if the committee, the project itself, already classified and tag it, if it's valid or not, and if it's valid, what kind of severity, etc. And it's like matching the expectation on the fly instead of like waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, etc., until you're gonna have an answer of work that you have done right now. And I think that this is create like for us like an opportunity not to waste the time of auditors and to focus on the right thing that they want to do. So this is first. Second, because it's first come first serve, usually the one that are submitting like valid submission getting like a high reward. It's finance sometimes it's not appealing for like new auditors because there are like very good and talented auditors that can come first and know how to search and submit vulnerability, and when the time is matter, so you can just miss like the opportunity to have something that it's that you just work on it. And I think that when the rewards are coming and people see that they are getting like a decent amount of money for the work, it's attract more than just to participate in a competition with 500 auditors with like 3,000 submissions. So from our research, it's much more important for security researchers to have this kind of method. Shai, anything else that you would like to add regarding like auditors on chain, public, permissionless, that it's valuable and attract for security researchers?
Yeah, there are like the things that I think you mentioned it, like the real-time aspect of Heads, that all the issues are being open automatically on GitHub, and like everybody can see like the team response. So it happens in real time, and the discussion with the security researchers is happening usually before even the evaluation. So usually there is much less disputes on the evaluation time because already like the discussion has been made. Another aspect is like we just finished implementing like the decentralized dispute mechanism on V2, and we have like reviewed it. We had an audit competition on this feature. On the smart contract side, we didn't implement yet the front end implementation of this, but soon we will also like have like a decentralized dispute mechanism provided by Kleros Court. So in case the committee doesn't assign the right severity, security researchers can appeal and get possibly like get like a different allocation for the same submission if there has been like any dispute that is major. Yeah, that's I think like what I had to say about it.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so we can just dive into the demo, I think, and just show the people how it actually works. So if you can share the screen and provide the picture for audience, would be good.
Sure. Carlos, can you please go through the demo and also like tell a little bit about yourself, because it's important to, because sometimes you are standing behind your Discord name and answering the technical questions. So yeah, maybe it's really awesome.
Hey guys, yeah, for sure. Well, basically, I'm Fonstack, not really. I'm Carlos. That's my real name, Carlos. I'm basically front end and also back end developer in Hats. I'm basically responsible for all of like the development on the dApp right now. Integration with the Solidity contracts and all that stuff. Basically, Web3 integration. So basically, right now I'm working as a developer, but also as basically as a technical support. So if some user has any issue, I'm basically the most appropriate person in order to know and understand what is the issue, what's happening, and how to try to solve and how to offer help to the users, basically. So I will share my screen.
Yeah,
With
just
the dApp.
while you're sharing the screen, I just have one like point question. You said that you launched the V2 version, right? And you completed, or as I understand, you just did an audit for this version on your platform. But did you think about kind of external audit from some other experts? Would it be kind of more decentralized in a matter? I don't know. What
So
is your opinion on that?
sure. Actually, we have done it, the audit competition, after 3 audit rounds. And what happened actually is that we have spent like more than $150,000 on audits. And then internally, we ask ourselves if we should do something with our ecosystem, because we did it with like an audit firms. And then the idea came of, let's share the bounty of like 40,000 DAI inside of our ecosystem as like something new, and ask the ecosystem to review it. And then if someone will find something, we're going to pay them, because after $150,000 to pay for audits, it's been like too much for us to pay for an audit at that point. And shortly, 72 hours after, someone found a very like a high but complicated issue. And that was the point when we realized that if it's happened to a project that's like dealing with security every day, it could happen to anyone else. So that was the process why we have done it. And for your question, yes, we are always, but always pushing project to do another audit, and it doesn't matter where. It could be on a centralized firm, it could be in a solo auditors, it could be like another competition or whatever. We are really want to push the standard from like one audit to multiple audits as possible. So I hope that I answer your question.
Yeah, of course, sure. Thanks. Yeah, thank for the answer. Yeah, you have something to add? Sorry.
Yeah, maybe just to add, like we have added also like a base fee receiver feature for security auditors with reputation in our system, that a project can request like 2 or 3 participants that like they choose, like to join the competition and get some reward like unconditionally for reviewing like the code on a personal basis as an auditor, not like as part of a competition. So to review the architecture, to review like the where should to monitor which function should the project monitor, and whatever the project want to make the project more secure on a more holistic level than just the competition finding like bugs.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Just let's show us the presentation. So yeah, you can tell us a bit more about it.
Okay, for sure. So basically, this is like the main screen of the dApp. and we have mainly two sections: section for bug bounties and section for audit competitions. Right now, for example, we have two running audit competitions, one for Aleph Zero, and basically with 80K of max rewards, and one for Ion Protocol with 40K of max rewards. We have another upcoming audit competition, probably tomorrow or next week. No, this is Origami. This is for next month, for February. But well, this is still upcoming. So basically, for the users, for the white hackers, the most important thing for each audit competition is this screen, the competition details. In here, they can see basically all the severities that are enabled for this specific audit competition, the severity rewards for each severity, and if you go under scope, you will see here a lot of information about basically the scope and the details of this specific audit competition. Okay, in here we have things that are under the scope, we have things that are out of scope, and we have in here all the severity levels with an explanation of what is this severity level and when your submission will classify as a minor, as a low, as a medium, or as a high. Okay. Another cool feature we have in here is the leaderboard. In here, basically, are all the security researchers within the app, with a lot of statistics in here about the total rewards they have received in hats, the total findings, how much they earn in high, medium, low, what is the highest severity. The competition streak is basically how many audit competitions in a row they have found a submission, a valid submission, and basically we have in here 53 people in our leaderboard. Like, this is a pretty new feature that we deployed like a couple of months ago. Another important thing is like the submission flow. So if a security researcher found a vulnerability in the project, well, the first thing to do is go to the scope. They will see in here the files, and you will see in here the repos for the project. So if you go to the repo of the project, you will see in here all the code, and for sure you will see these in order to know what are the files and folders that are within the scope for this audit competition. So let's say you find a bug in one of those files. So it's so simple. You only need to click in here on submit vulnerability. Well, okay, I have a running submission here, but let's do it again. You click in here on submit vulnerability. You need to read and accept all the terms and process. Basically, in here, we are showing you what is the submission guideline, the rewards in here, and a couple of extra things. You accept this, click on next. In here, you will need to write like a beneficiary address, Discord username, and Twitter. Like, the communication channel is mandatory in order like to communicate, in order to the project communicate with you. But this is absolutely private, and this won't be shown in any place. The only person that is able to see this is the committee, the project. Okay. And the Twitter handle and GitHub username is not mandatory, but if you want to be public, you can select it. So click here, test, and in here is basically where you will put the information about the submission. Okay, so let's say I found a medium severity, a medium finding. So basically in here I will put the title. I don't know, bug in blah blah file, and in here you will describe what is happening, what is the issue, what is the attack scenario, some attachments if you have proof of concepts, like everything you have in order to protect or to support your submission. Okay, so once this is ready and you are ready to submit, so basically you click on save and download, and you have in here what is the encrypted and what is the decrypted section of this. So the beneficiary and the communication channel for sure is encrypted, and everything else will be decrypted. So the only thing you need to do is basically to submit. This will open your wallet if you're using MetaMask or Wallet Connect or whatever, and you will need to sign this transaction on chain. All of our submissions are on chain. So that's basically the flow for submitting a new vulnerability in our platform. Something interesting is that on audit competitions, all the submissions, or mostly all the submissions, are public. Okay, and you can see all the submissions in the repo we fork. Okay, this is the original repo for the project, and this is our fork. Okay, so we fork at the beginning of the competition. We fork the repo, basically with the same content for sure, in order to create the issues. So if you go here, each issue is one submission from one specific user. Okay, and for audit competition is basically first submission is the only one that will be paid. Okay, so it's good if you are auditing the repo, the audit competition, to first have a look at all the submissions that were already submitted, because if you submit again the same thing, you won't be paid. Okay, that's one of the biggest difference between other competitors for audit competition, for example. So yeah, I think that's it on our side. I don't know if you guys have any further question, or do you want me to go through something else? But yeah, leave the
Yeah,
mic to you.
cool. Interesting. So you have kind of submission process. I get it. I'm wondering because maybe miss it. How you don't have judges, right? Who approve the submissions or triage teams?
No, for now the triage resolution is made by the project. Okay, we are working on it. We are doing some things on that front, but yeah, for now the triage is made by the project.
Yeah, cool. But what will be in the situation when the project, have if the project has this power to approve or not the bug?
Yeah.
What how to kind of decrease the probability of malicious activities from the project side, not from the user one. How the security researcher could be sure that his bug is legit and it would be 100% proved and approved by a system or by a
Yeah,
project.
yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, nice, pretty nice question. But basically, we have a dispute resolution process. Okay, after the triage made by the project, we enter on dispute resolution. So all the security researchers that are not happy with the classification of the project talk with us, and basically we create a channel in which we can discuss. Basically, right now is Hat's team with the project, but in the future, on the near future, we are going to use like a decentralized dispute resolution process. I don't know if Shai or Fear wants to talk deeper about this, but yeah, the reality is that we have a dispute resolution process.
Yeah, it would be good if you can explain it a bit, because it's kind of, one of the main issues in bug bounties programs, and how
Mhm.
you will solve it in soon
Sure.
time. Yeah.
It's first of all, it's like different submission process between bug bounty and audit competition, because in bug bounty everything is encrypted and only the committee has an access. Nobody else can see it. But let me start about like the audit competition. First of all, everything is public. So think about it, you as a developer that getting like the submission now 60 or 70 submissions, and you are writing, excuse me for my language, a bullshit regarding like why it's not a valid submission. First of all, your reputation is publicly, everybody can see it, everybody can know. So I think that the pressure that you have as something that is like online and everybody can see it, it's a lot, and it's much more than just a competition where the judges can rule about it, and they will do whatever they want. And if there is like a dispute resolution, like in some of the platforms, there is not even a dispute resolution. You need to get an access to be like in the backstage to get and to see the dispute of what you have just submitted. But basically everything is there, and like it's under the responsibility of the committee, the project, to prove why it's not valid. Yeah. So this is first. Second, the process that we applied at the moment is that, as Carlos just mentioned, if after the winner list announcement, you still have some disputes that you want to have, you open a group with the security team of Heads Finance. This is 2 security auditors that we are working internally with us. They usually are not part of the competition, only when they need them to be there. And they going with the security research and open a group with the committee, with the project. And then they go through in details to like to find out why it's not valid, and to create like some kind of like a way that all of the parties will be fine with the results of this kind of dispute. This is what we are doing now, and I think that it's like it was very successful until now, this kind of a process. The next step of ours that Shai just mentioned regarding the arbitrage dispute resolution. So in a high view, when we're going to make it live, so anyone can dispute regarding a submission. When you're going to stake some funds, I don't know to tell what is the funds and how much is going to be, inside of a pool or inside of a contract, that you're going to dispute regarding that submission. And that submission eventually will go to a professional committee, and this professional committee will discuss in detail regarding what happened inside of this kind of issue. And they will rule after if it's like true or not true, and then it will go to a decentralized court along with a Kleros court, and Kleros court will be like the final rulers that are going to say if it's like the escalation approved or not, or dismissed. Did I explain like okay, Shai, or there is any detail that I missed?
Yeah, maybe just to explain that the stake is like meant to find like the professional committee like work, and also like the court work, because there is like something like, I think, $900 for for Kleros court to work on a resolution. So $900, I think, goes to Kleros court, and $600 go to the professional committee. And this amount can be pulled from several security researchers in the context of audit competition. If there is like 150K of prize pool, and there have been made like several mistakes in this competition, so each disputer can pay part of this fee to start the dispute process, and at the end, if it was essentially like really wrong by the committee, so they will get like the right judging.
I can just add that one of the pain points, the biggest pain points for project inside of audit competition, bug bounty, etc., it's spam. That like security researchers like spam them with like, or like ChatGPT, some kind of submission, or that even though they said that it's invalid, they claim that it's valid and they want them to go to a process. It's like time consuming for like everyone on like the ecosystem, and we are trying to avoid it. So our solution for that in the process is to submit vulnerability on chain, and then you need to pay a transaction fee. This is why, for example, in Heads audit competition, you're probably not going to find 2,000 submissions, because A, we are not playing on duplicated, and B, people need to submit it like on chain, and it costs them a few dollars. And I think it's like fair enough if you want to get like a reward that like a couple of thousands of dollars, that you're going to pay like a bit of skin in the game inside of it. And also regarding like the dispute mechanism, to make it like more clear. So if you will ask a security research to deposit $900 to escalate his submission, he will probably going to think twice or third before you're going to do that. And you're going to find more evidence why he's right and why the committee is wrong. And I think in this kind of situation, we just incentivize the right motivation of doing the good things inside of that kind of model, instead of make it like open to everyone, that anyone can add like disputes even without any reasons. I hope that we answer this question.
Yeah, of course. It can be sounds like a bit of visionary, but can this process be fully autonomous? And if yes, how exactly? How you see this process become
You mean
this auto?
dispute?
Yeah. I mean the process of judging or let's say approving the valid statement of the bug or whatever.
So I don't know if autonomous is like you mean like without like people.
Yeah. I mean, like the
So
process not depends on the anyone except only the technology that is decentralized.
yeah, so there is one case that can be like proof is like a proof of vulnerability, of a live vulnerability in a smart contract. So essentially, there is like a path to create a ZK proof that you can essentially extract funds into your own account from a smart contract and then like send this zero knowledge proof that you managed to break this contract. So this is like in fact kind of critical severity and you should get paid for it, like the total amount. So this is the only kind of vulnerabilities that can be proven. The others are much more subtle, usually, to be able to create like a zero knowledge proof for their existence.
Would you integrate those zero knowledge mechanism into the platform soon, or you just keep it in mind and see how it goes in the development of the ZK and whatever?
Since we like we are following this progress and also like taking small part in it, but since we are a small team and there are so many things that are right now more important for scaling, so it's currently like some background task and not something that got prioritized yet.
Okay, got it. Cool. I think the last question from my side would be, as we really focusing on Rust and Rust specific Rust related languages and application in our community within blockchain sphere, I just ask, what do you think about non-AVM security practices, and from your perspective, how it would look in a year or two, and what should we do for adopting those non-EVM ecosystem for security solutions?
Actually, it's a great question. I will take a try and then please add whatever you think. So I think that what I really love with your offering of the community is that you are focusing on a non-EVM code. And this is like one of our goals in 2024, to expand like and to reach out to more projects that are not on Solidity or any kind of like Solidity code. And I think this is kind of a match that we really would love to strengthen and to find more collaboration in both ways that will work for the community of Rectoff and also like for Heads Finance. And I will give some examples to make it like real. So we see our growth in this path in two vectors. One of them that we will reach out, and we already have some meetings with project in Rust. Actually, Rust Inc. is like the first audit that we are doing that it's not on Solidity. It goes pretty well for now, by the way. We should encourage you all to pop in and to see if you can add some submission inside of this competition of Aleph Zero. And we already have some like follow-up with projects that want to do like on Inc. Audit competition in the future. So we want to expand like the community expertise, or with like people that doing only Rust, Cairo, Go, etc. Or this is like the second vector that we are approaching, is to create workshops inside of Heads and like a learning curve of independent auditors that doing only Solidity, that willing to do other languages. And the benefits, I think, are going to be like a win-win situation for everyone, because when you participate in audits competition, you create your own reputation. And if you are doing audits inside of Rust or Rust Inc., and there is not many auditors that doing that, I think that your reputation is taking you like very high, and then project will love to do like a solo auditing with you in the future. This is like a very straightforward path that we saw in the last year, that a lot of auditors that participate in Heads Finance audit continue with the same project they won rewards, Opera, Raft Finance, etc., and just have done like and booked like solo auditing with those kind of project. And I think that second, when you are participating not just as a solo auditor, but as a group, maybe as a community, I don't know, like 3-4 people that doing it, in Heads you can actually get a like go to this direction as a group very nicely and easily, just to create like a multi-sig with like 3-4 people that each one of you could bring to the table of like of the submission different expertise. We are familiar with groups inside of Heads that one of them is like a really good in finding bugs, but really bad in writing POC or like a fix. And he get around with another guy from our ecosystem, and they just applying to competition together. And I think that those kind of like initiatives that could go like both direction would be awesome. And on top of it, me and Servet from the sales, we know that on every meeting that we have with project, they are always ask for recommendations for audit firms. Always. This is like one of the return topics. And because we don't know much about like a very good auditors inside of Rust, so a collaboration of that we will get to know each other, if it's like independent auditors or the community of Fractal, I think that we can recommend each other, and we can create a growth for both of the sides. So this is my point of view regarding your question. Maybe Shai, would you like to say something about the future of like non-EVM audit inside of our ecosystem?
First of all, thank you for sharing your perspective. What I think like is like kind of sad, but it's like also like kind of like the way things go is like TVL have grown in non-EVM chains, and as TVL grow, like black hat hackers will become like a thing. And I don't think we have seen like the real vulnerabilities getting found in the wild and exploited yet in non-VM chain. And as we see those more, and as we will start to see those more, like I hope that we won't see them, yeah. But I think that being realistic, that code has bugs, so it will happen. And as we start to see, so the attention to this non-EVM like security will get the attention as much as the Solidity security that is so funded. So I really feel this is going to pick up with time. It's just a matter of time. If TVL will stay like high on non-EVM chains, hacks will be made, and with hacks like security will get more attention. So
Yeah, it's actually a good point because, like, recently I saw the post in X or Twitter, as we would like to call it. The main developer and founder of Halus from Solana ecosystem, I guess, just said that there is a big lack of content and some information for any developers or security researchers to how to dive deep in the in the learning the non-EVM curve. So yeah, I see the same. I see that our collaboration would be would be good in the sense of the information and the contribution in those ecosystems that we could provide and empower new talents and new specialists in Rust, Go, and whatever. And probably my personal question would be, what do you think about zero knowledge and zero knowledge contests? Uh, is it too far from now, or it already here? Do you have any special requests from ZK projects, or you think it's just a matter of time? It should be developed more for auditing contests.
I think since ZK ecosystems are in the Ethereum ecosystem, and the Ethereum ecosystem has like a big attention, big type of attention for security. So it's more natural for ZK protocols to look for security competition and security in high standard. And we already saw like the first ZK EVM like doing a big audit competition. So we are preparing for ZK, and if you are like already like have some professionals in this area, we would love to extend our collaboration also into this area.
Yeah, cool. So from my side, I think that's it. If anyone has a question or anyone want to hop up on the SEN and ask any additional questions in a live format, you can do it. Just raise your hand. If not, we can just end this great workshop and continue work on the big ideas. So yeah, let's just wait for 1 minute. You can also ask
I will
questions
ask
in the
it.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I will ask a quick question. Like, how many security researchers are usually participating in Racktop?
Yeah, we have we onboarded our internal team that providing security solution. It's around like 35 people that are mostly different backgrounds in Rust and Solidity, but we have a great community of people with diverse skills that we are kind of proud of, and we really want to develop. And soon we will have more collaboration with Rust specifics entities, let's say. That's why we kind of early, but we still have these big ideas, and we have a huge demand of on Rust, Rust, services and Rust talents and Rust any knowledge. We have, I don't know, like 10 requests per week from researchers to create some kind of roadmap how to learn the security from Rust. So we kind of thinking in coming months on that. Yeah, and also for our customers, we provide this range of diverse skills that we have, because we have not only the non-EVM, we have also great AVM and Solidity background with many folks from different contest group. So we experimenting on that, and we're really glad to have new opportunities, new collaboration, and I hope we'll have it here with all folks in the community. Yep. So that's it. Yeah, I guess no one have a question more. Let me check the group chat. Yeah, we don't have it. So yeah, thank you guys for your time. I'm really proud to be here with you on the scene. Yeah, the recording would be soon posted on our social medias. We will ping everyone soon. And yeah, thank you for your participation, and I just wish you are only the best.
Likewise. Thank you so much for hosting us.